Hello YouTube. Alright, so here I am still at Walmart trying to figure out what's going on with my electrical system because it keeps cutting in and out. It's like an intermittent connection. I got a break somewhere in the line. So what I decided to do was get the jumper cable I bought the other day, hook up the red. The black here, the negative, is not hooked up to anything. But the red line is what I'm using. So I hooked up the red to the positive on the battery and I ran it directly to the inverter, which is and I unplugged the house battery, so we get no electrical connections other than from the vehicle battery. And I left the black here, which is this cable here that goes to the ground. I don't know if you can see that. This particular black cable is the one that goes to a bolt in the ground here on the vehicle. That should complete the circuit and allow us to start it up. But when I turn it on, no power. So it's telling me at this point is that now I did check this earlier with the battery, the vehicle battery. You know, I hooked it up to I hooked it up here like this with the vehicle battery. See, I've unplugged everything here, and actually it's disconnected there, so it wouldn't even work anyways. But anyhow, I had everything all hooked up, so I know the inverter is working. But the reason it's not working now means that I don't have a complete circuit. And I know the red, the positive here, is hooked up. So what's missing right now is the negative. And that's telling me that the problem more than likely is this cable right here that goes to the ground, the vehicle chassis. And that's where my problem may have been all along, or a combination. So even though I replaced the red cable earlier, it didn't, it sort of fixed the problem, then it didn't fix it, then it fixed it, then it didn't fix it. So at this point right now, I'm suspecting the ground is where the problem is. So I will attempt to try to fix it by taking out the ground here or adding another ground and seeing what happens. So stay tuned for that. Alright, I unplugged everything, hooked up my cables here even though they're not plugged in. You see nothing is actually plugged in here. So any electrical power at this point would be coming from my vehicle, which it is. I have the switch turned on right here. And I have everything hooked up, and it says 12.6 now instead of 12.1, which it was earlier. Because this is the vehicle battery right now, 12.5, 12.6, it's draining, which means it's all working again. So I know the culprit is actually my ground, this cable here. I have my children with me, so I'm not going to be able to fix this right now. But at least I've determined the cause of the intermittent connections. It wasn't the red, the positive, like I thought it was, or even the switch and the wiring. It wasn't all that. It was just a simple ground. So my cable here, which goes to the chassis, that's this one right here, goes to the chassis, which completes the circuit, is what the problem is. So I'm going to replace this cable, or not really replace it, but try to look and see where the connection is loose. Either it's loose on this end or loose on the other end where I have it screwed into the chassis itself. So I will deal with that. You guys watch a later video. Hopefully we can get the system back up and running again, because not having electrical power is a serious problem if you're using that to charge your phones, run your fans, and even cook food. So it's kind of a priority for me to get this fixed, and but I've got my kids with me today, so I'll deal with this later. But I hope you understood how I use the booster cables to determine that. Using the booster cables, I bypassed the switch, and I had the red, the positive, hooked up, so I could tell that it was a continuous power. And then seeing that it still didn't work with the grounding on the vehicle, I knew there was a problem there. So if I had grounded directly with the black cable, it would have all came back on, because the inverter works. So it's an issue of tracking down what the problem is, and I hope that was useful information for those of you who are trying to figure something like this out. You basically need a complete circuit, and by removing the switch, the inline fuse, we made a direct connection to the red, the positive. That allowed us to see that the problem wasn't with the positive connection. It was somewhere with the negative. So until next time, everyone, take care. God bless you all. Please stay safe. And if you like this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up. If you like this channel, be sure to share it. If you haven't already done so, please hit the subscribe button. And I appreciate you guys coming by and watching the videos. Until next time, take care now. Bye-bye.